Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope so it's all going great and you're all enjoying learning maths with me and having the great lectures with me. So today again I come with maths as we are in love with maths. So we are going to discuss about maths. So we will start our day by reciting dua for knowledge and you have to recite it with me. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Amri rabbil ilmi izafa farma. Today we are going to do comparison of like and unlike fraction. Okay, and important fact, let me tell you an important fact about both of these, that the proper fraction that is always smaller than 1 and the improper fraction is always greater than 1. So what are like fractions? First of all, like fraction are those fractions who are having the same denominator. Whenever a fraction is going to have the same denominator, you can just say this is a like fraction. Like a figure, I am having a square that's having 4 equal parts. 3 of them are shaded, that means 3 over 4. A square that's having 4 equal parts and 2 of them are shaded, that means 2 over 4. So if you focus on the denominators are same, that indicates that these fractions are like fraction. Then unlike fractions are that fraction that are with different denominators. The denominators are not same. Like in first figure, I'm having a figure that's having 3 equal parts and 2 of them are shaded, that means 2 over 3. And then I'm having a square that's having 4 equal parts and one of that is shaded, that means 1 over 4. Okay. If you focus on the denominators, so one's having 3 and one's having 4, that means they are having different denominators, so that means they are unlike. So the comparison of like fraction, for that we have to basically observe the denominators of the given fraction. So whenever the denominators would be same, that means the fraction is like, and then you have to check the numerators of the fractions, like fractions, for their comparison. The greater the numerator, the greater the value. The ones who's going to have the greater numerator, the value would be greater. Then we're having comparison of unlike fractions. You have to observe the denominators of the given fractions. If they are different and they are unlike fractions, you have to make the fractions as like fractions by using the concept of equivalent fraction. You have to put the concept of equivalent fraction into your mind and you have to make them like fractions. Multiplying or dividing the numerator and denominator of the given fraction with same non-zero number gives you an equivalent fraction. So you can do that concept. Okay, now you have to compare the equivalent fraction, equivalent like fractions. The numerator that would be greater, the value would be greater. Remember the comparison symbols. This means greater than, this means less than, this means equal to. Comparing like fractions. Now I'm having a circle that's having 4 equal parts and 3 of them are shaded, that means 3 quarters or 3 over 4. Then I'm having a figure that's having a circle that's having 4 equal parts, one of that is shaded, that means 1 quarter or 1 over 4. Her denominator is the same. We have to focus on the numerator. The ones that's going to have the greater numerator, the value would be greater, that means 3 quarters is greater than 1 quarter. Okay. Then if I have to compare unlike fraction, then I'm having a circle that's having 2 equal parts and one of that is shaded, means 1 half or 1 over 2. Then I'm having the figure that's having 4 equal parts and 3 of them is shaded, that means 3 quarters or 3 over 4. So if you look at the denominators, they're different, so we have to make them equivalent. So if I multiplied by 2, then I can get 4. So multiply these fraction by 2, so I'm going to get 2 over 4 and 3 over 4. Now finally the denominators are the same, so we have to look at the numerator. The ones that are going to have the greater numerator, the value would be greater, that means 3 is greater than 2, that means 3 over 4 is greater than 1 over 2. Compare the like unlike fractions. So let's discuss the comparison of those unlike fractions. First is denominator and multiple of each other. The multiples basically means come in a table of each other. So 1 over 12 and 3 over 6. So here first of all 1 over 12 and 3 over 6. So first of all, they are unlike fraction. We have to make them equivalent fraction. But if I multiply 6 by 2, I can get 12. So multiply 3 over 6 by 2, you're going to get 6 over 12 and 1 over 12. That means denominators are same. Focus on the numerator. The ones that are going to have the bigger numerator, the value would be bigger, that means 6 is greater than 1, that means 6 over 12 is greater than 1 over 12. Okay, now we are having a mixed number and a proper fraction. Mixed number is 1 whole 4 over 5 and proper fraction is 3/10. That means I always tell you that mixed number is always the first. Okay, mixed number is always greater. Okay, so first of all, let's do the working. Let's convert the mixed number into improper fraction. 1 multiplied by 5 equals to 5 plus 4 equals to 9. So I'm getting 9 over 5 and 3/10 basically means 3 over 10. Okay, now they are unlike fractions, so we have to convert them into equivalent fraction. 9/5, ठीक है. You have to multiply this fraction with 2 to get 18/10, and in other hand we are having 3/10. The denominators are same. We have to focus in the numerator. The ones that's having the greater numerator, the value is greater, that means 18 is greater than 3, that means 1 whole 4/5 is greater than 3/10. So let's study this one. So second and direct method. So you have to observe the given fraction. If any of one of them is an improper fraction or mixed number while other is a proper fraction, that proper fraction basically means less than 1, then the given improper fraction or mixed number fraction would be always greater, ठीक है. So whenever we are having a proper fraction and in front of a proper fraction we are having mixed number or improper fraction, then improper fraction or mixed number would be always greater, ठीक है. Then I'm having a triangle that's having 4 equal parts and 3 of them are shaded, that means 3/4. And then I'm having a figure that's having 4 equal parts and 4 of them are shaded, that means 1 whole or 4/4, ठीक है. So in first one I'm having a proper fraction, in second one I'm having a whole fraction, ठीक है. So first of all I'm having 3/4, then 1/done, that basically means you have to multiply that by 4 to get 1/1. So like we have to do till here, so I'm going to get 3/4 and 4/4. Then denominators are same. Now we have to focus on the numerator, the ones that's going to have the greater numerator, the value would be greater, that means 4 is greater than 3, that means 4/4 is greater than 1, because I always tell you that the whole number always wins from proper fraction. So let us discuss some more different examples. So now we're going to discuss the comparison of those unlike fractions whose denominator do not come in the multiple of each other, or they will not be common factor other than 1, ठीक है. So first of all let's discuss about co-prime numbers. Co-prime numbers are basically those numbers that have only one common factor, that is 1. That means a pair of numbers that are said to be co-prime numbers, ठीक है. When you are going to discuss about the co-prime numbers, you need to say the pair of numbers that are only having the that co-prime numbers that are only having their HCF 1, and whenever you take the LCM of them you always have the product of both numbers, like factors of 15 and 8. So if I come to the common factors of 15 and 8, so 15, the factors of 15 are 1, 3, 5 and 15, and the factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4 and 8. So here only 1 is the common factor among 15 and 8, ठीक है. So if I take the LCM of co-prime numbers 8 and 15, so the product of 8 and 15 equals to 8 multiplied by 15, 120. So let's learn this concept very vigorously. So let's see more examples. So question now we are having is compare the following fractions. Now we have to compare the following fractions. So first of all I'm having 1/8 and 2/7. So first of all if you look at the denominators, they are not same, that means we have to convert them into equivalent fraction by taking the LCM of both numbers. So the LCM of 8 and 7 is 56, or as you know the 8 and 7 they are co-prime numbers, you can take the product of both numbers, 8 multiplied by 7 equals to 56, so both way you can get the same answer. It's your choice, whatever you want to do. Then we are having 1/8, and then this fraction will be multiplied by 7, and then I'm having 2/7, this fraction is going to be multiplied by 8. Then from 1/8 I'm going to get 7/56, and then 2/7 I'm going to get 16/56. That means denominators are same, we have to focus on the numerator, the ones that are going to have the greater numerator, the value would be greater. That means 16 is greater than 7, it means 16/56 is greater than 7/56. That basically indicates 2/7 is greater than 1/8. Then we're having improper fraction and proper fraction. As I tell you that improper fraction is always greater than a proper fraction, it means 7/3 would be greater than 8/11. But let's see how it would be. So for that we have to do working. So these both denominators are improper unlike fractions, so that means we have to convert them into equivalent fraction by taking the LCM of both numbers. So as you know these both are co-prime numbers, so we have to take their product, their LCM. So that means 3 multiplied by 11 equals to 33. Then 7/3, this fraction is going to be multiplied by 11, you're going to get 77/33. And then 8/11, this is going to be multiplied by 3, you're going to get 24/33. Then the denominators are same, you have to focus on the numerator, the ones that's having the greater numerator, the value would be greater. That means 77/33 is greater than 24/30. That means 7/3 is greater than 8/11. That means improper fraction is greater than proper fraction, ठीक है. Now we're having 2/3 and 4/6, ठीक है. 2/3 basically means 2/3 and 4/6 basically means 4/6. Now there, if you look at their denominators, they are unlike fractions. So first of all you have to convert them into equivalent fraction by taking the LCM of 3 and 6. You're going to get the LCM as 6. So now 2 over 3, this fraction is going to be multiplied by 2, and 4 over 6, this fraction is going to be multiplied by 1. So 2 over 3, that means 4 over 6, and 4 over 6, that means 4 over 6. Now that means that these both are equivalent fractions, that means these both are equal. So 2 over 3 and 4 over 6, these both are equal fractions. Then we're having 5 9ths and 9 twelfths. So 5 9ths basically means 5 over 9, 9 twelfths basically means 9 over 12. That if you focus on the denominator, they are unlike fractions, so we have to convert them into equivalent fraction by taking the LCM of both 9 and 12, that is 36. So 5 over 9, this fraction is going to be multiplied by 4, you're going to get 20 over 36, and then 9 over 12, fraction is going to be multiplied by 3, you're going to get 27 over 36. Now here denominators are same, focus on the numerator, the ones that's having the greater numerator, the value is going to be greater, that means 27 is greater than 20, that means 27 over 36 is greater than 20 over 36, that means 9 over 12 is greater than 5 9ths. Okay, then we're having 1 over 10 and 1 over 6. So now let me clear a concept of unit fractions. So whenever you are discussing about unit fractions, so you have to look at the denominators. So if in unit fraction, the greater the denominator, the smaller the fraction would be. So the ones that's going to have the greater denominator, the fraction would be smaller. Okay, since the numerator never changes up for a unit fraction, so you have to look at the denominators for comparing. So the greater the denominator, the smaller the fraction. It is because if the denominator is greater, the whole number is to be splitted up into more parts. So first of all, you have to take the LCM of 10 and 6, that is 30. So 1 over 10 equals to this fraction is going to be multiplied by 3, you're going to get 3 over 30, and then 1 over 6 is going to be multiplied by 5, you're going to get 5 over 30. Then if you look at this, so denominators is same, focus on the numerator, the ones that are going to have greater numerator, the value is going to be greater, that means 5 is greater than 3, that means 5 over 30 is greater than 3 over 30, that means 1 over 6 is greater than 1 over 10. Why 1 over 10 is smaller? Because it's having the greater denominator. Okay, let me give you the key points for today's lecture. Proper fraction is less than 1, improper fraction is greater than 1, proper fraction is smaller than improper fraction is greater than proper fraction, mixed number is greater than improper fraction. Unit fraction can be compared by looking at the denominators, the greater the denominator, the smaller the fraction. Like fractions, you have to compare their numerators. Unlike fraction, you have to first of all convert them to equivalent fractions to compare them. Coprime numbers are those numbers that have only one common factor, that is namely 1. That means a pair of numbers that are said to be coprime numbers if their HCF is 1 and the LCM, whenever you multiply both numbers, that's the LCM. So here if you can look at this, so this is the work that I give to you. You have to select the correct options to fill in the blanks. 2/3, 8/12, which one is greater? You have to tell this to me. So if you basically have a look, you can get the answer. 1 over 8 is greater than which fraction? Mixed number is greater than unit fraction or smaller than unit fraction. Proper fraction is less than 0 or 1. 5 over 6 is greater than or smaller than 7 over 12. So guys, this was my today's lecture. I hope so you enjoyed the lecture, you learned a lot in the lecture. See you in the next lecture. It may be of math or whatever subject it would be. See you in the next lecture. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.